My first chouquette, I experienced it when I used to work for a French family as an au pair. We would pick up a little bag of these choux pastry puffs with sugar on it, and they're really easy to eat, and you just pop them in your mouth, and yeah, very delicious.
This choux recipe makes a classic pastry base you can also use for profiteroles and eclairs. Start off by adding 170 ml of water and 170 ml of milk, a teaspoon of salt and sugar, and then 100 grams of butter, and bring it to the boil. And finally add 170 grams of flour.
What will happen, it'll start looking like really lumpy mashed potatoes. You've got to stir quite hard now. So you've got to put in a bit of elbow grease. It looks good. Okay, I think that is ready. So I'm going to put it in my bowl. So now we need to incorporate the eggs, but if you add the eggs in right now, you're going to scramble it because the dough's really hot. So what we're going to do, we're just going to stir it a little bit to cool it down. This is when a sous chef would be handy. This is hard work. So I'm going to add my eggs. The mix is going to look like it's curdling. So if it looks like it's going wrong, you're actually on the right track. A lot of mixing with this recipe. It's a good workout. Okay, that is looking good. Okay, let's do some piping. The easiest way to remember how to hold a piping bag is you've got this L shape with your thumb and your finger. Loser. Think loser, okay? And then you're going to turn it around and you're going to basically pinch it in there. You hold the piping bag nice and straight, 90 degrees, and you press, 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 stop, and then you flick.
Then give the chouquette a dusting of icing sugar.
And that icing sugar will create a little sticky layer, and that sticky layer will make our nibbed sugar stick.
Now this is just refined white sugar that you can find in the supermarkets, but great for baking as it won't melt in the oven.
So I'm going to put some chocolate chips on these here at the end. It's not very French, this version with the chocolate chips, but it still tastes good.
If you replace the toppings with cheese, you'd get the savoury version, gougère, that the French also love.
I'm going to dust my chouquette with a second layer of icing sugar because it just adds that extra bit of sweetness. So they're ready to go in the oven.
These little pastry delights are difficult to resist, but leave them in the oven for 20 minutes till they're completely cooked or they'll collapse.
Okay, so I think the chouquettes are done. They are baked. Look perfect. Ooh. So they're lovely golden colour, best eaten when they're warm. So I might just have one right now. Delicious. That's perfect chouquette.
The lightest pastry puffs in Paris. Now who needs romance when you've got sugary delights like this?
On peut s'aimer à la folie, on n'est plus petit, oui.